Every morning, the tiny habits you perform unknowingly contribute massively to global environmental destruction, yet you barely realize their cumulative impact on our planet's health. Turning on lights, heating water, and leaving devices plugged in seem harmless. But these everyday actions emit carbon dioxide that accelerates climate change dramatically. Every drop of water wasted during your morning shower indirectly increases energy consumption and strains freshwater resources, causing unseen stress to ecosystems around the world. Brushing your teeth while the water runs may seem trivial, but millions doing the same create a combined water shortage problem that worsens yearly. Using disposable toiletries such as razors, toothbrushes, and toothpaste tubes contributes to non-biodegradable waste that remains in landfills for hundreds of years, harming both soil and water. The breakfast foods you choose, especially those wrapped in plastic or individually packaged, generate enormous amounts of packaging waste that rarely gets recycled effectively. Coffee capsules, single-use lids, and takeaway cups seem convenient, yet they produce mountains of plastic and aluminum that persist in landfills indefinitely. Consuming imported fruits or exotic products every day adds enormous carbon emissions from air and road transport, silently contributing to global climate instability without notice. Turning on multiple electronic devices simultaneously, streaming videos, and charging gadgets unnecessarily consumes energy generated often from fossil fuels, amplifying your hidden environmental footprint. Leaving chargers and appliances plugged in when not in use may feel harmless, but phantom energy consumption quietly adds up to massive carbon emissions annually. Ignoring food planning and letting leftovers spoil unnecessarily contributes to food waste, which produces methane gas in landfills, a greenhouse gas significantly more potent than carbon dioxide. Purchasing cheap, fast fashion clothing that you wear briefly before discarding it contributes to massive water pollution, textile waste, and microplastics shedding into the environment. Driving short distances instead of walking or cycling may seem normal, yet the cumulative fuel consumption from millions of cars intensifies air pollution and global warming daily. Leaving your heating or air conditioning on while no one is home may feel minor, but millions of households doing this waste energy at an astronomical scale. Excessive use of paper products like towels, napkins, or receipts contributes to deforestation, water overuse, and chemical pollution from paper production industries across the globe. Choosing packaged snacks, frozen meals, or individually wrapped foods may seem convenient, but it generates an endless cycle of plastic and aluminum waste that rarely gets reused. Relying on bottled water instead of filtered tap water multiplies plastic bottle production and disposal, indirectly harming marine life and polluting oceans around the world. Driving aggressively, accelerating quickly, or idling your car unnecessarily increases fuel consumption, air pollution, and contributes directly to climate change more than you may ever imagine. Leaving computers, TVs, or other electronics in standby mode may seem energy efficient, but phantom energy use quietly consumes large amounts of electricity over time. Using chemical-heavy cleaning products in your kitchen and bathroom may sanitize surfaces, but these chemicals enter waterways, harming aquatic ecosystems and contaminating drinking water sources. Overusing air fresheners, scented candles, or aerosol sprays may make your home smell pleasant, yet they release volatile organic compounds into the environment and air pollution. Buying new gadgets, tools, or appliances unnecessarily contributes to resource extraction, energy-intensive manufacturing, and landfill waste, indirectly intensifying environmental degradation worldwide. Ignoring reusable alternatives like cloth bags, water bottles, or containers means that single-use plastics continue to dominate your daily consumption without even realizing it. Not checking energy efficiency ratings before buying appliances or electronics increases electricity consumption, indirectly causing more fossil fuel burning and unnecessary environmental harm. Using synthetic fabrics in your daily wardrobe leads to microplastic shedding in washing machines, which ultimately contaminates oceans and enters the food chain for humans and animals. Eating heavily meat-based meals every day contributes to massive greenhouse gas emissions, deforestation for livestock, and overuse of fresh water, all silently affecting global ecosystems. Relying on prepackaged frozen fruits and vegetables may seem convenient, yet the energy used to freeze, transport, and wrap them has a surprisingly high carbon footprint. Printing unnecessary documents at home or work consumes paper. INA. Our lunch choices may seem harmless, but heavily processed, packaged, and imported foods generate enormous greenhouse gas emissions and plastic waste that silently harms the planet. Takeout meals wrapped in single-use plastic and aluminum containers create invisible mountains of waste, as millions of people consume them every single day globally. Using disposable cutlery, straws, and napkins may feel convenient, yet these small items accumulate into enormous environmental damage that lasts for decades. Drinking bottled water instead of filtered tap water adds thousands of plastic bottles annually to landfills and oceans, harming marine life and ecosystems silently. Choosing prepackaged snacks like chips, candy, or protein bars multiplies packaging waste exponentially, contributing to non-biodegradable landfill buildup and microplastic pollution. Ignoring reusable alternatives like metal straws, cloth bags, and glass containers ensures single-use plastics continue to dominate your daily consumption patterns. Eating imported or out-of-season fruits daily increases transportation emissions dramatically, contributing to carbon pollution and environmental degradation. Throwing away leftovers without composting accelerates methane emissions in landfills, which trap heat in the atmosphere far worse than carbon dioxide. Using chemical-laden cleaning products to sanitize your lunch area or kitchen adds toxins into waterways, affecting fish, plants, and the entire aquatic ecosystem silently. Relying on takeaway coffee capsules, cups, or lids creates enormous amounts of aluminum and plastic waste, most of which is never recycled effectively. Overusing refrigeration for convenience increases energy consumption, indirectly raising carbon emissions from power plants worldwide without any visible impact on your daily life. Eating excessive meat or dairy products daily contributes to deforestation, methane production, and overuse of freshwater resources, silently accelerating climate change. Driving short distances for lunch or errands seems minor, but cumulative fuel emissions from millions of people amplify pollution and global warming significantly. Not checking the energy efficiency of kitchen appliances, microwaves, and coffee machines increase electricity consumption unnecessarily, indirectly harming the environment. Using disposable napkins instead of washable cloth ones multiplies deforestation, water usage, and waste accumulation across the globe quietly. Ordering fast food frequently produces packaging waste, food waste, and transportation emissions, which collectively contribute heavily to environmental degradation over time. Ignoring local produce and always buying imported ingredients increases your carbon footprint due to long-distance shipping and storage energy. Preheating ovens for small meals consumes significant electricity, indirectly causing fossil fuel burning and global emissions. Leaving water running while washing fruits or dishes wastes hundreds of liters weekly, increasing energy consumption at water treatment plants worldwide. Using disposable plastic wraps and bags for leftovers multiplies landfill waste and microplastic contamination in soil and waterways silently. Choosing frozen meals over fresh, local foods increases energy consumption for freezing, transportation, and packaging production, impacting the planet more than most realize. Daily use of chemical pest repellents, like sprays or powders, contaminates the soil, water, and even air, affecting ecosystems far beyond your backyard. Overcleaning or overwashing produce with excess water, and detergents increases water and energy consumption, indirectly harming the planet through hidden resource depletion. Relying on pre-cut vegetables and fruits increases packaging waste, transportation emissions, and food processing energy consumption compared to buying whole, local produce. Throwing out slightly imperfect fruits or vegetables contributes to food waste, which produces methane gas in landfills and accelerates global warming. Using synthetic fertilizers or chemical-based gardening products daily harms soil health and contaminates water systems, affecting entire ecosystems quietly. Relying on paper plates and cups for meals increases deforestation, energy consumption, and landfill accumulation worldwide, with long-term environmental consequences. Ignoring reusable lunch containers or water bottles ensures repeated plastic production, energy consumption, and landfill accumulation every single day. Eating highly packaged snacks in the office or at school creates constant microplastic and packaging waste that contaminates soil, water, and oceans globally. Ordering fast food delivery instead of cooking at home multiplies carbon emissions from transportation, packaging, and waste management unnecessarily. Your evening habits, though seemingly harmless, also contribute significantly to environmental degradation. Most people don't realize how much damage accumulates quietly over time. Turning on lights in multiple rooms unnecessarily every night increases electricity demand. This indirectly causes more fossil fuel burning and higher carbon emissions globally. Leaving TVs, computers, and other electronics on standby overnight silently consumes energy. This adds to your hidden environmental footprint without any immediate visible effects. Streaming videos or online gaming for hours uses massive server energy. Electricity, often produced from polluting sources like coal or gas. Charging multiple devices overnight, even when fully charged, wastes energy continuously. This quietly increases greenhouse gas emissions and contributes to climate change over months and years. Overusing air conditioning or heating at night may feel comfortable, but it unnecessarily increases energy demand. This contributes to global emissions and environmental stress silently. Keeping lights on in hallways or bathrooms when not needed creates continuous energy waste. Leaving refrigerators or kitchen appliances open longer than necessary increases electricity consumption. This indirectly contributes to more carbon emissions from power plants. Using chemical cleaning products excessively in the evening adds harmful toxins to waterways. Overwashing dishes, clothes, or other items consumes unnecessary water and energy. Throwing away leftovers at night rather than storing or composting them contributes to methane emissions in landfills. Using disposable dinnerware for convenience during evening meals increases plastic, paper, and aluminum waste. Eating heavily processed packaged snacks in the evening multiplies plastic and packaging waste. Over-relying on takeout or delivery meals in the evening increases transportation emissions, packaging waste, and energy consumption unnecessarily. Leaving standby appliances plugged in at night ensures constant phantom energy consumption. Overheating water for evening showers or dishwashing unnecessarily increases energy use. Ignoring reusable containers, bags, and utensils during evening meals reinforces the single-use culture. Using chemical pest repellents or air fresheners nightly introduces volatile organic compounds into the environment. Ignoring composting for food scraps at night ensures organic waste contributes to methane emissions in landfills. Relying on prepackaged frozen foods for convenience increases energy use for freezing, transport, and packaging. Not choosing seasonal and local produce increases carbon emissions from transportation, storage, and packaging. Using disposable plastic wraps, aluminum foil, or sandwich bags at night multiplies landfill accumulation, microplastic pollution, and energy use for production. Forgetting to switch off unused lights, appliances, or devices before sleeping ensures continuous energy waste. Relying on synthetic fabrics for pajamas or bedding may lead to microplastic shedding during washing. Overconsumption of packaged evening snacks and beverages ensures repeated energy-intensive production, transport, and waste accumulation. Ignoring energy-efficient cooking methods during dinner preparation increases electricity demand and carbon emissions unknowingly. Using disposable cleaning wipes, paper towels, or single-use sponges after meals multiplies non-biodegradable waste and chemical pollution in the environment. Ordering late-night delivery or takeout adds unnecessary transportation emissions, packaging waste, and energy consumption, impacting global sustainability without immediate visibility. Forgetting to use reusable water bottles, cups, and containers during evening activities multiplies plastic waste that may remain in the environment indefinitely. Overusing digital devices in the evening contributes to server energy demand, increasing fossil fuel use and carbon emissions globally. Your nighttime personal care routines, though seemingly harmless, contribute silently to environmental degradation. Most people don't realize how impactful these small actions truly are. Using disposable razors, toothbrushes, and hygiene products each night creates waste that accumulates in landfills for decades. Overusing chemical skincare, lotions, and scented products introduces toxins into waterways. Nightly use of air fresheners or aerosol sprays releases volatile organic compounds into the environment. Taking long showers before bed consumes significant amounts of water and energy. Leaving lights on in bedrooms, bathrooms, or hallways overnight unnecessarily increases electricity demand. Charging multiple devices overnight, even fully charged, consumes phantom energy continuously. Using synthetic fabrics in pajamas or bedding contributes to microplastic shedding during washing. Ignoring composting for dinner scraps ensures organic waste produces methane in landfills. Relying on single-use packaging, plastic wraps, or aluminum foil during nightly meal prep contributes to long-term landfill accumulation. Frequent late-night snacking with packaged foods contributes heavily to plastic waste accumulation. Ignoring reusable containers, utensils, or bottles ensures repeated consumption of single-use items. Using chemical-laden laundry detergents or fabric softeners introduces pollutants into rivers and oceans. Overusing appliances like ovens, microwaves, and dishwashers at night increases energy demand. Forgetting to switch off lights, fans, or electronics overnight multiplies energy consumption. Over-reliance on processed and prepackaged foods at night amplifies industrial production cycles. Every morning, afternoon, and evening choice you make contributes silently to climate change. Yet awareness and small changes can reverse decades of hidden damage. The cumulative impact of daily habits, from showers to electricity use to packaged foods, is far greater than most people ever realize. Your wallet, your fridge, your appliances, and even your commute cast invisible votes for either environmental harm or sustainability. Choosing reusable over single-use, conserving energy, and reducing waste may seem small, but millions doing the same creates a massive global effect. Every recycled item, every reusable bag, every meal you prepare consciously prevents emissions, waste, and resource depletion from reaching dangerous levels. Turning off lights, unplugging devices, and reducing unnecessary electricity use are tiny actions with outsized environmental benefits over time. Conscious meal planning, composting, and avoiding processed or packaged foods drastically reduce waste and methane emissions silently accumulating in landfills. Walking, cycling, and carpooling instead of short solo drives decreases carbon emissions and improves air quality for everyone in your community. Choosing local, seasonal produce over imported goods reduces transportation emissions and energy used for refrigeration, packaging, and storage. Repairing items instead of replacing them extends their life, reduces industrial production, and limits the environmental footprint of manufacturing processes. Using chemical-free, natural cleaning products prevents harmful toxins from entering water systems, protecting aquatic life and ecosystems. Switching to sustainable personal care products, menstrual cups, or refillable toiletries reduces plastic waste that would otherwise persist for centuries. Being mindful of digital consumption, like streaming or gaming, reduces server energy demand, indirectly lowering global emissions and fossil fuel use. Supporting eco-conscious brands and businesses incentivizes sustainability, forcing industries to adopt better environmental practices globally. Every conscious purchase, every refusal of unnecessary packaging, and every reused item acts as a vote for planetary health. Collective action starts with individual awareness, and small personal adjustments ripple into larger systemic change for communities and economies worldwide. Reducing fast fashion consumption, embracing thrift, or choosing durable clothing prevents textile waste, microplastic pollution, and excessive water usage. Minimizing chemical fertilizers, pesticides, and air fresheners protects soil, water, and air quality, preserving biodiversity and ecosystem balance. Conscious energy use, like shorter showers, line-drying clothes, or energy-efficient appliances, drastically reduces hidden carbon emissions. Composting organic waste transforms potential methane into nutrient-rich soil, turning environmental harm into ecological benefit. Reusable containers, metal straws, and cloth bags prevent tons of single-use plastics from entering oceans and landfills. Educating yourself and others about everyday environmental impact spreads awareness, amplifying the effect of small, mindful actions. Engaging in sustainable community practices, like swaps, local markets, or shared tools, reduces production demands and industrial waste. Every thoughtful action, no matter how small, adds up when practiced consistently over time, proving individual behavior matters. Your habits influence the planet's future more than governments or corporations alone. Collective individual choices drive meaningful environmental change. Mindful consumption turns ordinary routines, like grocery shopping, cooking, or commuting, into acts of environmental stewardship. Awareness is the first step. Action converts knowledge into tangible results that protect ecosystems, wildlife, and human communities. Even minor adjustments, like unplugging devices, using LED lights, or choosing reusable products, accumulate into massive energy and waste reductions. Personal responsibility reinforces systemic change, sending signals to companies, policymakers, and communities to adopt sustainable practices. Every decision to reduce, reuse, recycle, or repair contributes silently to slowing climate change and conserving natural resources. Simple daily rituals, when done consciously, become a powerful force capable of reversing decades of environmental degradation. Mindfulness about water, energy, and waste ensures that small actions compound, producing measurable global benefits over time. Eating plant-based meals more frequently reduces deforestation, water consumption, and methane emissions significantly compared to typical diets. Rethinking transport, energy, and consumption decisions demonstrates that ordinary people wield extraordinary power over environmental outcomes. Every small choice avoided, plastic straw, disposable cup, unnecessary appliance use, prevents significant harm to our planet.